What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about why I am getting Doom: The Dark Ages. This is a video series I do where I talk about an upcoming game and talk about whether I'm getting it, not getting it, or I'm somewhere in between. And this is one of the easier ones of the year. You know, when you talk about the Claire Obscures of the world, when you talk about Doom, when you talk about a few others, you kind of mark them in your calendar going into this year. I truly have believed for a long time. In fact, actually, when they first announced this game, this is a Game of the Year contender. It would actually be disappointing. Like, I got to tell you, my expectations are Game of the Year candidate. It doesn't have to necessarily be my favorite game, like, of all time, but this should be one of the better games I've played in this year or bust. And I will say, okay, that's coming out a little harsh, like, but the expectations are rather high. But you know what? It's a franchise that can handle it. It's the last two games have been unbelievably good. You know, they still got a lot of people that made those games, right? Like, we're not talking about a brand new team or anything. This is a team that's got experience. Now, this is a game that, as we've seen from like those early previews and the people that got to play a couple hours of the game and they were able to kind of jump around to different types of gameplay features. It's a different type of Doom game. And I think that's going to be something that I'm going to have to wrap my head around. I just recently replayed Doom Eternal, so, I've got that fast nature, right? Like constant movement, zigzag, like left and right. I got that in my brain, and that's my general style. It's funny, though, because people, when they were playing Doom the Dark Ages, they said they still did that kind of like swaying and bouncing back and forth and almost trying to dodge projectiles, where, as we know with Doom the Dark Ages, you're kind of supposed to stand your ground, right? It's more about blocking. It's more about parrying. It's more about using the shield. It's got the traversal. It's got the puzzles. It focuses on larger areas, a little semi-open world. I know when I did kind of my own preview impressions type video, people actually were comparing it to Halo Infinite, and I don't think actually that's that bad of a comparison, at least what we've seen so far. Slightly bigger. I mean, I think Halo is ultimately going to be a bigger open world. I think this one's going to be semi-open levels with a lot of exploration, a lot of freedom to go around, complete challenges, find collectibles, take out the big enemies, take out the bosses, but ultimately funnel yourself right through to like the main mission. Whereas Infinite was just literally kind of open, right? Like that was the general thing there. And I'm going to have to get used to that. I got to be honest. Like, again, my brain's kind of trained a certain way playing Doom 2016 last year, actually replaying it, and then playing Doom Eternal. But these are just so fundamentally good games, right? Like there's something very special about the combat. There's something very special about just how it all feels and kind of that addicting. I talk about it a lot when we talk about like what makes Doom games even special in the first place. Well, it's a lot of things, but I would also say just like the way they introduce enemies and kind of throw them in the rotation, right? It's I don't know if it's an underappreciated aspect of these games, but their ability to introduce an enemy as kind of like a sub-boss, mini-boss, and then they kind of just throw them in the rotation where you're going to be facing them a lot. But you know what? A lot of games that would get old, but Doom always, I think, has a great way of, whether it's introducing new weapons or whether it's introducing, again, that next enemy. So all of a sudden, it all just kind of feels part of this like grand round, right? Like this round robin type thing. They do something special each time, right? Whether it's having each environment look a little bit different and play a little bit different, where you're going to have to kind of use the environment to your advantage. In this case, blocking, parrying, all that stuff. That's a secret sauce, right? Besides it just being like a fundamentally amazing first-person shooter. But to blend that now here with a little bit slower, a little bit less of, getting out of the way, jumping and trying to dodge things versus standing there and blocking it, standing there and parrying it, right? It's going to take a little getting used to, but I'm insanely excited for it. Other big features here, of course, like the story. Now, look, like there is story, and actually pretty solid story in Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. It's never been something I've cared about all that much. Like when I'm in Doom, I'm focused on the minute-to-minute gameplay, surviving, and then also like the killer music, right? Now that's something I very much expect, with this game, is to have a great soundtrack as well, but story is really not on my, bucket list, for what Doom needs to do. But in this case, they're definitely focusing on it more. There's going to be more cutscenes, more kind of like engagement with like literal characters, like kind of right in front of your face doing things. So, I'm excited to see where they take it. But ultimately, I think for a lot of Doom fans, like like the be all end all with these games is just how fun it is. Whether you're playing on medium, whether you're playing on the hardest difficulty humanly possible, you have to really be able to master every single weapon. That those people are almost on another planet, by the way. I can't even reach them, but that's what makes this special. That's, I think, why a lot of people are going to play this game. Oh, and by the way, not really. I mean, look, I think people that are going to get this game are going to get it regardless, but also on Game Pass. First Doom game. I think the other Doom games have made it to Game Pass one way or another at some point, but this game being on Game Pass day one, that's an easier one, right? I mean, you can buy it. That's totally there, and it's not just on Xbox, but to have it on Game Pass, that's huge. This is already a huge franchise. This is already, I think, going to be honestly a gigantic game. I would not be surprised if it broke records, both in sales, so just how fast it can sell because of the other platforms, but then on Game Pass, I mean, can it get 5, 6, 7, 8 million players just through the Game Pass ecosystem? I kind of feel like it will. So I don't know. I've been looking forward to this game ever since they announced it. Going into this year, I think, because I do my kind of rankings going into January, I think I said this was like a top 3 game in terms of my most anticipated of the year. It's just good fun. It's we just don't get a lot of games like Doom. Doom has absolutely inspired probably thousands of different games and also probably thousands of very good games, but there's really only one Doom, and I think this game is going to be a really, really special one. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.